Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mariel and I'm very cold. But that's not going to stop me from filming a video for you guys. Well, I did procrastinate for like 7 hours, but here I am. Today I'm going to continue on my journey to explore all kinds of different aesthetics, and this time I'm going to talk about lesser known or kind of obscure aesthetics. This was recommended to me by one of you guys, and I always don't know if I should include the person who recommended me or if that's kind of like an invasion of privacy if I just throw up their username. But you know who you are, and if you do want credit, just let me know in the comments and I'll pin your comment. I think it's really interesting how this generation, or kind of people in general recently, have really been interested in different aesthetics. Like dark academia has exploded since the pandemic started, as well as cottagecore, even fairycore and fairy grunge. And it's just really cool how people have been trying to find their own styles during the pandemic and have come up with new names for different styles. Even though these styles have been around for a while, now there's like an official term for it, which makes it way easier to find inspiration for these different aesthetics. On the other hand, I'm also kind of worried that it's kind of contributing to all these micro trends that are going on. Like on TikTok, trends blow up so fast, but they also disappear so fast, like within months or even less than that. People latch onto these trends and then they're suddenly out of style already. And I think that's so horrible when it comes to sustainability. It contributes to overconsumption, and that's definitely something I try to stay away from when it comes to my channel. I try to show you how to reuse different items and wear different items with different outfits, and I try to stay away from hauls. I don't really plan on doing many hauls in the future, except maybe a thrift haul, a secondhand shopping haul, but other than that, I really don't like the idea of hauls and just buying so many clothes at once and then just having them sit in your closet for a long time. So I hope that's something that comes across in my channel, and I think this would be a really interesting point of discussion down in the comments below. What do you think of this explosion in popularity of different cores and different aesthetics? Like, why do you think it's been blowing up? Is it because of the pandemic, or is it because of TikTok? And is this contributing to microtrends? Let me know. And before I get into the actual lesser known aesthetics, like this video, subscribe, comment below, and also if you want more fashion content, follow me on Instagram at DRESSRELIEF and on TikTok at DRESSRELIEF. And let's get started. So first I'm going to go over some subsets of dark academia and some other suggestions that you guys had in the comments, and I also have a whole separate video on subsets of dark academia, so check that out if you want to. And then I'm also going to go over some other aesthetics that I found when doing some research. So first of all, there's chaotic academia, which I do have a whole lookbook on if you end up liking this aesthetic. And basically it's just like a kind of haphazard, messy, and a little bit more casual version of dark academia, but it's also a very passionate aesthetic, passionate for learning, knowledge, studying, and I think that's what makes it such a cool aesthetic, because it puts so much less emphasis on looks and more emphasis on actual learning and the actual core of dark academia. It's not as focused on trying to look put together and seem polished. In terms of fashion, I'm going to read off this list from aesthetics.fandom.com for some ideas for some items that you would include in a chaotic academia wardrobe. So you can wear button-down shirts over logo t-shirts, and I think band t-shirts would work especially well. Messy eyeliner, heavy boots, mismatched socks. You can wear the same hoodie or sweater every day, patched or torn clothes, too many cardigans or sweaters, so I guess just a lot of layering, school uniform but worn incorrectly, neckties around the head, ripped stockings, large blazers, sandals or Crocs if you're too lazy to put on boots, jeans, untied laces, leg warmers, and oversized earth tone sweaters. So what I'm getting from this is basically it can be whatever you want it to be. You can add in more casual pieces or even alt or punk pieces. I would also add in like half button shirts, combat boots, sneakers, leaving your shirt untucked, things like that. Just have fun with it, play around with it, and be messy. Next is green academia, and I actually hadn't heard of this aesthetic before this, but it's basically a subset of dark academia that focuses more on biology and earth sciences. And because of this love of nature, I feel like it has a lot of similarities to cottagecore and goblincore, so it's kind of like a mix between those aesthetics. And again, according to aesthetics.fandom.com, some fashion items would be long, loose-fitting, oversized clothes, sweaters, sweaters, flowy dresses, large layered clothing with big pockets, button-up Oxford shirts, waistcoats, hiking boots, Oxford shoes, brogue shoes, sweater vests, blouses, nature and floral themed motifs, corduroy jackets, pea coats, aviator jackets, jackets with fake wool or fur collars, overalls, cardigans, blazers, silver or gold jewelry, cuff earrings, knee-high socks, satchels, glasses, brooches, undone or loosely done ties, and messy hair, sometimes in braids, buns, or ponytails. So again, like I said earlier, it's basically a mix of cottagecore, goblin-core, and dark academia. We have a lot of dark academia items like blazers, Oxford stocks, but also a lot of cottagecore and goblin-core items like sweaters, corduroy, overalls, or floral motifs. So basically taking elements from those aesthetics and mixing them together into one cohesive wardrobe. I also feel like this aesthetic is very thriftable. Well, I think academia in general is very thriftable. I think the basics are really easy to find in thrift stores or secondhand on secondhand sites or apps. But for green academia, especially, I feel like you should try to be more sustainable and thrift these items. Next, we have romantic academia, which is another subset of academia, and I find it very similar to light academia, but it focuses more on love, romance literature, and the romantic era. And I personally really love romantic academia, not only for the fashion. I love the romantic silhouettes and flowy, beautiful clothing items, but I also just love it because I feel like it's a lot more happy and optimistic than typical dark academia. It doesn't focus on such dark and macabre imagery, so I just love what it stands for. In terms of fashion, I would look for romantic fabrics like lace, satin, silk, tulle, velvet, cashmere. Look for items like corsets, draped blouses, lace blouses, ruffled blouses, flowy blouses, silk camisoles, anything flowy and pretty like that. For bottoms, you can go for corduroy, trousers, skirts, dresses, high-waisted pants, flowy wide leg pants, lacy socks, lettuce edge socks, lace tights, or other types of tights. And for shoes and accessories, I'd go for flats, Mary Janes, heels, Oxfords, vintage jewelry, dainty jewelry, and pearl jewelry. And I also have a lookbook for romantic academia if you'd like to check that out as well. Next, we have Cryptid core and Cryptid academia, which I've literally never heard of until now, and I'm not even sure what cryptid means. An animal that has been claimed to exist but never proven to exist. That is not what I've been expecting at all. So cryptidcore is an aesthetic based on the study of creatures from urban legends and folklore, which makes a lot more sense now. In terms of the visual and fashion aesthetic, it is very vintage inspired, especially from the 70s to 90s. So think Twin Peaks, think Stranger Things, things like that. There's definitely a sense of adventure and mystery and curiosity to this aesthetic. And for a color palette, I definitely go for muted colors, browns, and beiges. For specific items, again reading off of the aesthetics wiki, we have big sweaters, Doc Martens or combat boots, graphic tees, jeans, shorts, or cargo pants, flannel shirts, corduroy jackets, plaid jackets, trench coats, hoodies, iron-on patches, backpacks. I'd also go for like a canvas jacket, or like a field work jacket, or even sneakers, or basically any comfy shoe or lace-up boot. And then cryptid academia, like the name suggests, it would be a mixture of dark academia and cryptid core. So I would guess that a lot of the items are just, items pulled from dark academia and items pulled from cryptid core and meshed together into one cohesive wardrobe. So for example, things like sweater vests, turtlenecks, blouses, trousers, cigarette pants, plaid skirts, cardigans, blazers, hoodies, duffel coats, Oxfords, loafers, Mary Janes, and just mix all those items with some cryptid core items like I mentioned earlier. And for more ideas, you can also check out the aesthetics wiki, and I'll definitely link that down below in the description box. Another aesthetic that I see mentioned a lot in my comments is adventure core, and I also see it described as granola core or something like that. And as you can probably tell by the name, it's basically an aesthetic based on exploration and adventure, and it's perfect for those of you who love the outdoors. In terms of fashion, I look for beanies, denim or corduroy jackets and pants, docks, sneakers, tennis shoes, hiking boots, any comfortable shoe, satchels, trousers, knapsacks, turtlenecks, raincoats or rain jackets, hiking backpacks, and any practical equipment for outdoors, canvas clothing like a canvas jacket, flannels, hoodies, and I would definitely imagine a lot of layering going on with these outfits. Next, I wanted to talk about a few more aesthetics that I found just by browsing the aesthetics wiki, and I think these are actually pretty popular styles that I see at least on TikTok, but I never actually knew there was a legit term for it. So first there's bubblegum bae, but I don't know if I could say that word on YouTube. So we'll go with bubblegum bae, and this aesthetic is characterized by lots of bright colors, especially pink, and so I feel like it's kind of an extension of the Y2K aesthetic, and this picture here on the wiki is that of a Bratz doll, which I think perfectly describes this aesthetic. It definitely gives me Ariana Grande, Doja Cat, Megan Thee Stallion kind of vibes, and if you want more inspiration, I feel like Nava Rose on YouTube and TikTok has a lot of outfits like this. So in terms of fashion, the items you'd be looking for would be pink clothing, iridescent or glittery clothing, tank tops, crop tops, dyed and stylized jean jackets, mini skirts, knee socks, heeled shoes or stilettos, sunglasses, chokers, earrings, barrettes, hair bows, acrylic nails, wigs, and extensions. And I feel like there's a lot of emphasis on makeup as well, like glitter, lipstick, lip gloss, winged eyeliner, false lashes, and dyed hair or highlight. And I feel like they also feature a lot of cartoon characters like Hello Kitty, Bratz, Barbie, Powerpuff Girls, and you know, kind of early thousands nostalgia characters like that. And then to go hand in hand with bubblegum bae, or bubblegum bae, we have bubblegum witch, which I think is so cute. It's also called pastel witch, and it's basically a mix of the bubblegum bae aesthetic and the kind of witchy aesthetic. So it revolves around dark and pastel pinks and purples, fairy lights, crystals, and nature. For fashion, I think a lot of the bubblegum bae items can be used here as well, but mix it with some more witchy items as well. So you can look for crop tops, corsets, bustiers, button-down blouses, spaghetti strap tank tops, skirts, fishnet stockings, platform shoes, cloaks or robes, long elbow-length gloves, flowers, hair bows, and crystal jewelry. And finally, we have grandparent core. So there's like grandpa core and grandma core, and I feel like I see this a lot on TikTok, and when I search for items for cottage core or fairy core, grunge fairy, sometimes I look for like grandma or grandpa sweaters or cardigans. So I feel like this is kind of a popular aesthetic as well. So for grandma core, I feel like this is very similar to cottage core, because cottage core hobbies and lifestyle is very similar to stereotypical grandma lifestyles like knitting, crocheting, cooking and baking, things like that. And for fashion, I look for cozy sweaters or cardigans, especially ones with cute animal or floral prints. I would look for old dresses, knitted items like knitted cardigans or beanies or scarves, aprons, long skirts, and vintage inspired jewelry. And then similarly, grandpa core is inspired by very stereotypical grandpa hobbies, activities, and fashion. So for clothing items, you can look for things like newsboy hats, suspenders, bow ties, button-up shirts, half-stitched sweaters or sweatshirts, knitted cardigans or sweaters, sweater vests, high-waisted pants, flannels, a tweed jacket, brown leather shoes, and vintage accessories as well, such as a vintage watch, a pocket watch, or a satchel or briefcase. So those are all the lesser known aesthetics I have for you, although if you take a look at the aesthetics wiki, you'll see that there are plenty more that I could talk about. So if you see something you're interested in, let me know in the comments below. Maybe I can do a part 2. But that's all for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you found these aesthetics as interesting as I did. And if you did, like, comment, subscribe if you aren't already. And again, follow me on Instagram at @DRESSRELIEF and on TikTok @DRESSRELIEF if you want some more fashion content from me. I'll see you guys next week.